even including the PR backlash, we knew it would be a PR nightmare, especially after the tournament we had. We knew we would get a lot of flack for making the decision, but we wouldn't have made the decision if we didn't think we needed to make the decision.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering the Spotlight Series Americas 2024. For this occasion, I'm here accompanied by Immi, the head coach of Cloud9 X Shopify Rebellion, coming off of a progression to the grand finals in said event. And so, Immi, really appreciate you taking the time. And I didn't expect to have another chance to talk to you in this year, but such is the case for this event, giving us an opportunity to speak to the players and so and also coaches. So really do appreciate you on giving me the okay on that. And so just kind of opening question as I always do. What's the feeling like for you, as you guys kind of try to wrap up this competition and move on to 2025?
Uh, we're just having fun with it, really. Like we want to win, of course. Like we're putting in some time, making some plans before the games, but and I'm really enjoying working with effys. I've not worked with another coach in a LAN, like in the same room, like being able to bounce ideas back and forth. So that's been really nice to do. But yeah, we're just having fun with it and just enjoying our time on stage.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the reunion, the version 1 reunion with Effie's. Obviously, he had to change his character or more so appearance with his cutting of the hair to become a bald brother like yourself. And so it's still like just what's the reunion like? What's it like just having to see Effie's again on a competitive environment on the same side and also having to see him be very successful in Game Changers?
No, it's great. Like it's gonna come full circle one day, I assume. So I coached him. He took some of the things that I taught him. He implemented them over at Shopify. He's coaching there now. Obviously, back to back world champion. And then I assume one day I'm gonna be his assistant. That was always the plan. Even when we were in version one, we spoke about this. Like one day that'll happen right now at this event when none of us are assistant. We're just kind of both co-coaching, I guess. Like today, I head coached Bind, he head coached the Sens because we had different um ideas on the maps and stuff. So it's been really good.
Yeah, it kind of has like that NBA All-Star game kind of feel into this event. Just having everyone, have a chance to do their stuff. I'm not sure you're familiar with the NBA stuff, so I kind of stopped from that. So obviously when it comes to looking at Cloud9 and the team and how it's been going, besides not just this competition, it's just sort of the roster shuffle at the very end of the season. So, gotta ask you obviously about the situation or what happened with bringing in Mitch and Rossy. First and foremost, the first question I kind of want to ask you is just what's it like just having Mitch into the team and just having to have him be the new IGO from Rossy?
We haven't played much just yet, but so far it's really good. He brings like a lot of discipline. Me and him have got really good ideas. We see the game the same way. Uh, he's very good at like conditioning, defaulting, letting the players talk. It's been it's been really good so far. It's been a nice change. But as for Rossi, like I said in the interview after the Rebel documentary, I said I was one of the people who was trying to keep him. It wasn't necessarily all in game why we got rid of Rossi. There was a lot of outer game as well.
Yeah, like you definitely did do that, and I did check that out when that video was uploaded. And then you kind of mentioned in that interview that there was that one opportunity that you said that you were looking for in Rossi before you guys went into that meeting between yourself, Oxy, and Rossi before that switch was made. As for what that opportunity was, or what was the kind of thing that you were looking for in Rossi that had you feel that he kind of attained it or he kind of matched it, uh, might have led to a different circumstance.
Um, we wanted him to realize his issues and talk about them, but like what he actually said to me, I don't really want to say on an interview. You know, it is what it is.
Okay, yeah, I understand. I guess the emotions were very high on that moment, and so I kind of understand why Rossy had to say that kind of stuff. So, leading up to that, though, you know, what I mean, obviously, you guys have been together for a few months before the switch was made. I remember that there was talk about what happened in the Red Bull Homeground event, and also like in the boot camp that you guys took before that event. Obviously, we've seen Rossy's what Rossy had to say about that, and we also saw what you and Oxy said in that interview. What do you think was the biggest issue that kind of created the 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 division, if that's the right way to say it, between Rossi and the rest of the camp?
Again, I don't really want to talk about it on the interview. Like, I don't want to go into detail. If I have to one day, then maybe I will. But right now, I think everyone's just respecting each other, and it's not worth going into. But at the end of the day, the players didn't really connect with him outside the game. And we're not like other teams. We live together. We're in the same house all the time. Um, and I did really want to keep Rossi. I think he's a absolutely brilliant player. Um, he can carry games. He can put games on his back. It's nothing I haven't spoke about before on the interviews. But as for like what actually happened and the details outside of the game, I'm not willing to go into them right now. People
Okay.
can keep speculating and saying what they need to say.
I guess in making a move like that, I guess you took into consideration the timing aspect of it, because of course you did it. You and the rest of the team did it roughly 1 month, around a month away from the start of the competition, or the start of the new season. And so I guess what I'm trying to say that is like you obviously like took into heavy consideration in the effects of this kind of move, and seeing Rossi depart and then bringing Mitch in and then having to rebuild with this new team with what little time you guys had at your disposal, right?
Yeah, we considered everything. We considered every little detail, even including the PR backlash. We knew it would be a PR nightmare, especially after the tournament we had. We knew we would get a lot of flack for making the decision, but we wouldn't have made the decision if we didn't think we needed to make the decision. We could have we could have stuck by and went through kickoff and then probably made a change after kickoff. Like, the change was coming one way or another. Like, it was quite clear that that was going to happen, and there was no rebuilding these connections. So the hand was forced, basically. Like I say, me and Oxy tried to recover the situation, um, but it wasn't possible, and the change would have come either way.
I think one other thing that you pointed out in that post vlog interview within the C9 Valorant channel is the, I don't want to say similarity, but just sort of the similarity in the sense that, in the sense of timing in the early part of the season in which C9 had to make roster changes. Obviously, this past season we saw Whippy and Jake leave the team, and then you guys brought in Rooney and Moose. And so, in a lot of ways, this is similar to that in terms of timing. And so, what I'm trying to get at though is just sort of how did you kind of compare both roster shuffles in that sense, having to look at what went wrong or what's going wrong, and then having to change accordingly.
I think the roster changes with Jake and, well, there was different timings because we seen the errors with Jake and Whippy in the off season, and we didn't make a change, and we should have made the change. So this time we seen the problems and we made a change. But the differences are Jake's, for instance, was basically, they were mostly in game. Jake and Whippy was mostly in game stuff, whereas I would say the majority of Rossy's was out of game, and player relationships. So that's the biggest difference.
And now we're at a position where we are looking at a new C9 team, fresh face return of Mitch into the org after a gap of around 2 years, and obviously that now kind of changes the public's and analyst perceptions as to where Cloud9 stands. For you, where do you think the team currently stands in terms of collective level, as in regards to the rest of the league as you now head into 2025 and try to surpass the mark that you guys have made this past season?
I think I think the public are very harsh on us, to be honest. Like last season, we were predicted. Every prediction I seen was ninth, 10th, 8th, and we were like one game off of both internationals. We made playoffs, both stage one and stage two. Yeah, we had a bad stage two, but we still made playoffs both times. So I think we overachieved the public's perception, but for us, we thought we could do better. And I think it's the same this year. Like we're getting predicted eighth, ninth, 10th, and I genuinely think we're pushing fourth, fifth. Like we're up there. You know, we can definitely make the international events.
And hopefully you guys can at the very least put up a good showing in kickoff and then everything else beyond that. Immi, thank you so much for making it happen and talking to me for this occasion. Hopefully you guys can win Spotlight Series in tomorrow and obviously continue this momentum for your Cloud9 team once the season once next season kicks off. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.